Bible timeline beginning to end. This is the long awaited part 5. Please forgive me, life is busy. With Moses' help, God has delivered the Israelites from slavery in Egypt. They have come to the desert of Sinai and they set up camp there at the foot of the mountain. God calls Moses to him and he says, "Tell the Israelites, they have seen my power. Now I'm going to give them commandments that they must follow. And if they can do that, I will make them my most treasured possession. Although the whole earth is mine, I will make you a holy nation." God tells Moses, "I will come to you in a pillar of cloud or smoke. So the people will hear me talking to you, but they will not be able to see my face. If anybody sees my face, they will surely die." God tells Moses to consecrate the people for 2 days. In other words, he wanted them to be ceremonially clean. They had to clean, wash all their clothes, and abstain from certain things. And on the third day, God came and rested in a pillar of smoke on the mountain. There was thunder and lightning, and as they were instructed while God spoke with Moses, the people kept their distance. On the mountain, God handed down the law to Moses. You know it as the Ten Commandments. Straightforward, no nonsense rules for how the Israelites were supposed to relate to God, Commandments 1 through 4, and relate to one another, 5 through 10. Moses came down, told all the Israelites God's law. They all responded together. Everything the Lord says we will do. Moses built an altar there at the foot of the mountain, and he placed 12 stones to represent the 12 tribes of Israel. And they made sacrifices to the Lord. This pleased God, and he told Moses, "Come on back up to the mountain, and I'm going to give you the commandments written in stone on tablets." Moses went up to the mountain and stayed for 40 days and 40 nights. During this time, God himself wrote the 10 Commandments on these stone tablets. God also gave Moses very specific instructions on the tabernacle that they were supposed to build. The tabernacle was a portable tent that they carried throughout the wilderness on their journey. It would house the tablets with the 10 Commandments on it, and God himself would come down and dwell within the tabernacle to guide the Israelites on their journey to the promised land. During these 40 days while Moses was on the mountain, the Israelites became anxious and impatient, and they come to Aaron and they say, "We need something to worship." So they pull together all their gold and they form this golden calf, which they worship and praise. That makes God angry. I mean, after all, that was his very first commandment: have no gods before me. God told Moses, "Go on back to the people, leave me alone, and I'm going to destroy them." Moses came down, saw the calf, was so angry he threw the tablets down and they broke. After that, Moses pleaded with God for another chance. And God, in his mercy and grace, does just that. He gives them another chance. I told Moses, "Go ahead and chisel out 2 more stones. Come on back up, and I'll give you the commandments again." Moses does just that, spends another 40 days and 40 nights with God. This time, when Moses returned to the people, his face shone bright, and the Israelites were afraid to get near him. But Moses called them, and they came. He then again gave them the 10 Commandments. When he was done talking, he put a veil over his face, and the veil remained over his face because it was so bright, and he only removed it when he was in the presence of God. Moses had experienced God's awesomeness, and it showed. The stone tablets were placed in the Ark of the Covenant, which was housed in the temple or the tabernacle. God himself came down and dwelled there in the tabernacle with the people. The tabernacle provided a space for sacrifices and the cleansing of sin, which God requires for his people. In all of their traveling throughout the wilderness, God was with his people, the Israelites. He was a cloud of smoke by day and a pillar of fire by night. When the cloud lifted from the tabernacle, the people followed it. They went, they traveled. When the cloud did not lift, they didn't go. They stayed put. God was right there with them to guide them. During their time there at Mount Sinai, God taught them exactly what he required. I am holy, and you have to be holy. The promise that he had made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was becoming a reality. You would think the Israelites would have it together and they would be obedient to God's laws. But as you would have it, time and time again, they stray away, they screw up, costing them a 40-year journey through the wilderness to the promised land. Next, we'll recap that journey in part 6.